And a very good afternoon, everyone, as we welcome you to Woodland Park and Arthur Fletcher Field, here in Collinsville, as we get you set for some high school baseball action on a beautiful day in the Midwest, sunny and about 60 degrees, as we welcome you into this contest between Collinsville and the Granite City Warriors. And our pregame show gets underway right now, brought to you by Cullip Jennings Florist in Collinsville. Cullip Jennings Florist is a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. You can stop in for weekly specials. Right now they're gearing up for Mother's Day. That's right. Hard to think about since it's been so cold outside, but Mother's Day is about a month away. So if you would like to get your special mother some flowers, all you need to do is give Cullip Jennings a call, 344-0404, or online at cullipjennings.com, or again, stop by the location at 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Kahawks come into this contest with an overall record this year of 10-3. They are 3-2 in Southwestern Conference play, and after last night's win over the Windsor Owls at Busch Stadium, Collinsville has now won 7 games in a row. Granite City, they come into this contest with an overall record of 5-9, and they are 1-4 in Southwestern Conference play and have won 2 of their last 7 games. We'll get into some of the more particulars here as we go along, and of course we'll take a look back at the history between these two ball clubs as we move along here in the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show. But first we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I had a chance to catch up with Collinsville head coach Pete Trapp just a little while ago. We'll pass that conversation on to you next as the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network. And we welcome you back into the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. We're back at Woodland Park at Fletcher Field. Time for some Kahok baseball 2 days in a row, as a matter of fact. And today's opponent is Granite City. And joining us now on the pregame show is Collinsville head coach Pete Trapp. Coach, this is your last year as head coach of the Kahawks, so you've already gone through all the firsts in your career as a Kahawk head coach, and you're getting ready to go through all the lasts in that regard. So we'll catch up with the last part coming up here as the season goes on, but let's go back to the first. Do you remember your very first game as Kahawk head coach?
Absolutely. It was against Carbondale back in 2007. We won 16-5, actually.
Wow, that's a pretty good first start for a new guy.
It was, and one of our former players, Derek Matea, who I have a good relationship with, and he's a great story. Long story, we'll talk about that some other time. But he had a career day, and it was really cool just to think back about it. So it was definitely a special day.
All right, well, another special day or special days is the games you guys get to play at Busch Stadium, and you did that again last night. Got the win over the Windsor Owls. Tell us about the Busch Stadium experience.
You know what? I mean, I don't know. Being a kid and growing up being a Cardinal fan, you just get all giddy going out there. I mean, it's just cool. You get to walk on that field, and it's like a cathedral, and you're just like, holy cow! And this is your dream as a kid, and to be able to go out there, even at 41 years old and being out there a few times now, I still get the goosebumps just being able to go out there. So that's a great experience. I mean, I know it is for the kids, that it is for me and the other coaches.
We did that game last year, and that was on Mother's Day, in which the Cardinals played the Cubs. Last night, no Cardinal game. Do you prefer it to be after a day off and there's no Cardinals in town?
Well, it's actually kind of funny because as for the coaching aspect, and as long as the day is, when you play after the Cardinals, it's a really, really, really long day. But what's cool about when you play after the Cardinals is that you're in the dugout that they were just in, and that's really neat. You'll find bubble gum wrappers and like lineup cards and some random stuff that are just kind of left in the dugout, and it's just kind of cool. And plus you're behind the left field fence where the Cardinals actually get done, and it's really neat. But at the same time, it's also really cool to go there on a non-day, because then when we do go to the Cardinal game, we can actually enjoy the game. It's not rush, not a long day. So it's both are positives.
Yeah, I remember we had to go down into the catacombs of Busch Stadium last year in the 7th inning of a very tight Cardinals-Cubs game, and we missed the last 2.5 innings, so kind of regretted that, but the whole experience was very cool. Tell us a little bit about the game. It was a win, so another that's 7 in a row for you guys now.
Yeah, we're playing pretty well. Happy the way we're swinging it, and we've had some good pitching, we've had some good defense. We've been playing pretty well together. But every day is new, and we got a tough game today with Granite. So we got to be able to do what we got to do to win this one. So hopefully we can keep doing what we're doing right.
Let's talk some numbers, because you can't talk baseball without talking some numbers. And I'm always up in the booth talking about your average, how many RBIs they have, pitchers, how many strikeouts, walks. But I don't talk about a lot of things, and one of those things is stolen bases, because if I printed out every stat for both teams, I'd have a book, and I don't have time. But I was looking it up today, and you guys, out of 37 attempts this year, you have 32 steals, so that's a pretty good average on your side.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I like to get a few more bags here and there, but yeah, we're doing pretty good. We got some smart base runners. A couple of our guys who are not necessarily burners have become very, very intelligent about when they should run and when they can't run. So I'm happy the way they're making their adjustments to do what they need to do.
All right, at the plate, you guys are averaging 1 walk for every 7 plate appearances and 1 strikeout for every 7 plate appearances. I know where you're probably going to go with this, but where would you like to see these numbers?
Well, obviously, the strikeouts, I wish they would be down, because in the game of high school baseball, you can't reach base by striking out. I mean, well, you can if it gets away from a catcher, but that doesn't happen very likely. But in the game of high school baseball, there's a lot more errors that happen, a lot more things that have to happen when you put a ball in play. So I like the fact that we are taking the walks, but I would like to see us cut down on our strikeouts a little bit.
All right, you have Granite City here today, a conference matchup, and over the first 11 years of your career, you guys have played pretty well against each other. You're 13-10, so that's a pretty even record to have against one team.
Yeah, they're solid. I mean, they've had some good years and they've had some bad years, just like what we have too. But we usually match up pretty well against them. And this year, our overall record might be better than theirs, but they're going to have a pretty good guy on the mound that's going to be pretty tough to beat. So we're going to have to definitely bring our A game if we want to be able to accomplish anything out of it.
You're throwing Braden Limp today. What do you like about his game on the mound?
Braden is a very good athlete. He's a very good competitor. So as long as he can stay consistent and throw strikes, I think we're going to be okay. He had a little hiccup against Alton, so hopefully we have that figured out, and we're able to get back on there and do what he can do best. So, but I love the way he competes, and he's a good kid. You're going to get his best effort. So, I just like having to be on the mound.
Well, the weather has definitely improved more toward the baseball side of things. Good look out there this afternoon.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And as head coach Pete Trapp of your Collinsville Kahawks, we'll take a break here on the Call Up Jennings Forest pregame show. When we come back, we'll set the starting lineups for you and have first pitch. All that and more coming up on the Kahawks Sports Network. And once again, we welcome you back into the broadcast booth here at Fletcher Field in Woodland Park in Collinsville. I'm Todd Duke. Glad you're with us here on the Kahoks Sports Network. Here's your starting lineups. We'll begin with Granite City as they come to the plate. Up steps Mason Rohr. He plays left field. Freddie Edwards will be behind him playing third base. Austin Bonvicino will be in center field batting third. Andrew Wilgus is in the cleanup spot playing second base. Cameron Hibbets is on the mound and batting in the 5 spot. Brennan Haddix is playing shortstop batting 6th. Bennett Smalley, the coach's son, is behind the plate and he will bat 7th. Hunter Needham will play right field and bat 8th, and Jonas Barnes will be the DH. He'll bat 9th, and he'll be hitting for the first baseman, Spencer Barrett. On the mound for Collinsville is Braden Limp. Braden is 2-1 on the year, 16 innings pitched. He has a 1.75 earned run average, and he is ready to go. So are we. Here's the first pitch, and a swing and a fly ball out to center field, and that is where Hunter Counton stands, and one pitch has resulted in one out, and we are underway. In the outfield, you have Richardson in left, Hunter Counton in center, TJ Williams is over in right field. Bovinette at third, Scrum at short, Holton at second, and Reeves at first. From third to first around the horn on the infield. Braden Limp on the mound, and Hunter Shiragi is his catcher. Here comes Freddie Edwards, and Edwards swings at the first pitch. So they're up there hacking are the Granite City Warriors. Edwards comes in batting .317 with 6 runs batted in. He has a triple and 3 doubles as his only extra base hits. As he stands in from the right side, Limp ready to go once again, and here comes the next pitch. A little outside. That'll even things out at 1-1. We're underway, 1 out, as Mason Rohr flies out to center fielder Hunter Counton to start the game, and there's the swing and a long throw for Scrum. Oh my, what a nice play at shortstop by Noah Scrum, as he throws out Freddie Edwards from deep in the hole at shortstop. Fantastic play there for Collinsville's Noah Scrum. 2 outs in the inning. Austin Bonvicino steps to the plate. Number 3 batter in the order, plays center field. He is the leading hitter for this Granite City Warriors bunch. He stands in from the left side, looks at one right down the middle for a called strike 1. Bonvicino, .438 on the year. He has 6 runs batted in, 1 home run. Still looking for his first triple, but he does have 4 doubles to go along with all of his base hits, as he looks at one right down at his ankles, and that evens the count at 1-1. So 4 pitches, and 2 outs. And now a 1-1 count to Bonvicino. He swings and fouls the ball out of play. Back into the parking lot. Andrew Wilgus waits on deck. He plays second base and bats cleanup. And Collinsville hoping to leave him in the on-deck circle to lead off next inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one's a ball. And count now even at 2-2. No one on, 2 outs in the inning. We're just underway. Top of the first between the Collinsville Kahawks and the Granite City Warriors. Limp, the righty, ready to go. A half swing, and they're going to say, yes, he did go around. So 1-2-3 inning for Braden Limp and the Kahawks. We head to the home half of the first. No score. Let's thank some of our sponsors, such as Mike Cluck and his lovely wife, Nancy. They are proud graduates of Collinsville High School, and now they are proud owners of their very own Allstate agency. It's called the Cluck Family Allstate Agency. They are eager to earn your business. Their office is located in Glen Carbon. It's right across the street from the IHOP there on 159. Stop by for a free quote or give them a call at 205-6060. You can also check out their Allstate agency website or their Facebook page to connect with them today. Got started a little bit early, just now 4:31, and we already have 1 inning in the book, or a half an inning in the book, so we got started just a little bit early. Here is the lineup for your Kahawks. Hunter Counton, who we already have seen record an out in center field, will lead things off. The man on the mound, Braden Limp, bats second. Hunter Shiragi behind the plate will bat third. At third base is the cleanup man, Devin Bovinette. Camden Reeves bats in the 5 spot. He plays first base. Over at shortstop with a nifty play already here in the first inning is Noah Scrum. TJ Williams bats 7th and plays right field. Batting 8th is the second baseman Jake Holton. And Carson Richardson will bat 9th for Collinsville and play left field. On the mound is Cameron Hibbets. Hibbets leads his team record-wise with a 2-2 mark. 18 innings pitched. He has an ERA of exactly 3.00. Hibbets has 32 strikeouts in those 18 innings and 23 walks also. So he can strike you out, and he can also lose you and give you a free pass to first base. Hunter Counton will be the first man that Hibbets will face here. It'll be Counting, Limp, and Shiragi if anyone can get on. Devin Bovenet. Hibbets, the lefty, ready to pitch his first pitch of the game, swinging a foul ball back over the broadcast booth, and we are underway. Hunter Counting coming in, batting .333, 9 runs batted in. He has 1 extra base hit in each department. Having a hard time getting the lips to move in the right direction. 1 double, 1 triple, 1 home run. Everything else for Hunter Counting, base hits, that would be 11 of them. 0-2 count as Counting has fouled off the first 2 pitches. Beautiful day here at the ballpark. Hibbett's ready with the next swing and a chance for the third baseman. That's Edwards. Edwards is up with it, throws across the diamond in time for out number 1. Defensively for Granite City, Edwards is at third base. Around the horn on the infield we go. Haddix at second. Haddix at short. Wilgus at second. Barrett is at first base. In the outfield, Rohr holding down duties in left field. In center field, it is Bonvicino, and Needham is over in right field on the mound. Hibbets, he'll be throwing to the coach's son, Smalley. First pitch to Braden Limp is up high. Limp coming in batting .406, 8 runs batted in. He has 1 home run as well, also has 1 triple, but he has 2 doubles to go along with his base hits, and a swing and a foul ball straight back to the screen will even things out at 1-1. Spacious ballpark here at Arthur Fletcher Field. 312 down the third baseline, 310 down the first baseline. Power alleys, 375 to left center, 360 to right center. As the pitch is high to Limp, and straight away, center field is a robust 385 feet away. Limp now stands in with the count in his favor at 2-1. Lefty Hibbets is ready to deliver. He does, and a foul back to the screen once again. And now the count even at 2-2. Collinsville over the years, the last 18 of them actually, 19-23 overall against this Granite City bunch. That's a 17-20 regular season mark and a 2-3 postseason record. As Limp looks at the next one high, and now Limp is up there with a full count. Hunter Shiragi waits on deck. Coach Trapp 13-10 in the regular season against Granite City. And a walk to Braden Limp, and Braden becomes our first base runner of the afternoon. Coach Trapp 13-10 in the regular season, 2-3 in postseason play. That would give him a 15-13 record. Coach Trapp, by the way, started off this year 4 games under 500. You take the 10-3 record that this current bunch of Kahawks has, and now the coach is over the 500 mark with 186 wins and 183 losses. Hibbets works from the stretch now, checks on his runner Braden Limp, swinging a foul ball right past Coach Trapp down in the third base coacher's box by Hunter Shiragi. Shiragi on the year, batting an even .400, 13 runs batted in. All of his extra base hits have been doubles. He has 7 of them. Still looking for his first home run. Devin Bovenet waiting on deck. Braden Limp gets his lead from first. And a throwback. And Limp is running for himself. Saw that a lot yesterday in the girls' softball game. Normally they have courtesy runners for both the pitcher and the catcher. But with that cold day yesterday, they wanted to keep everybody warm, so the lineup, everybody in it, got to run the bases when they got a chance to. Here's a swing and a shot down the third baseline. This one's trouble. It gets down and it rolls all the way up against the wall. Braden Limp is being waved around third. Coach Trapp waves him home, and Braden Limp is going to be in there standing up as Hunter Shiragi knocks a RBI double down the third baseline, and Collinsville is on top by a score of 1-0. Shiragi smoked that ball down the third baseline. The left fielder Rohr went to chase it down. By the time he caught up with it, it was past him and all the way to the fence. So Collinsville has a run across, and Hunter Shiragi is at second base with an RBI double, and that brings up Devin Bovenet. Bovenet batting .457 on the year. He does have 1 home run, 9 runs batted in, 3 doubles. As Hibbets continues to work from the stretch, he has a runner at second now. And the first pitch into Bovenet is up high. Ball 1. We do have a courtesy runner for Shiragi. Jacob Dumsdorf provides a little bit more speed out there and can score from second base on a base hit. Next pitch into Bovenet. That one's in there for a strike. Hibbets took a little off of that one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Devin Bovenet. Collinsville with 1 run home. Camden Reeves on deck. Hibbets takes a while to look in. Gets his sign from Smalley. Has it, checks his runner, and brings it home. In the dirt. Ball 2, 2-1. For those of you Granite City folks watching for the first time, we just recently made a switch from the Cube to YouTube. And in that switch, I had to purchase a scoreboard, and I purchased a license for that scoreboard on Sunday night, and I still have not received it. They said 1 business day, so maybe by tonight I'll have that, and the next time we have a broadcast, we will have a scoreboard up in the corner of the screen to let you know what's going on. Also, the camera doesn't move. I'm a one-man show here, so I don't have anyone operating the camera, and by the time you would have saw that smashed by Hunter Shiragi down in left field, it would have been about the time that Rohr caught up with the ball, so I just kind of leave the camera stationary as Bovenet was all over that pitch, just missed, straight back to the screen. Full count now to the Kahok third baseman. So we just leave the camera stationary, and I know you can't see the third baseman or the left fielder, so you just have to rely on my sometimes stellar play-by-play to let you know what's going on off camera. Hibbets brings the next one home. Full count pitch, a chance for the shortstop Haddix. He tags the runner out, trying to go to third, throws across the diamond in time for a double play, and now umpire holds up his hands, and the fielding umpire wants to talk things over with the umpire behind the plate to see if maybe he had a better angle at it. And they both agree that he was out, so it is a double play to end the inning. But in the inning, Collinsville does score 1 run on 1 base hit, and no one left after a double play. So we head now to the top of the second. Collinsville up 1-0. Let's thank Pack Mail. They are locally owned and operated here in Collinsville by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail also offers shipping materials and containers. They have P.O. boxes, and they have climate-controlled self-storage, something they just started this past year. You can visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, weshipstlouis.com, or you can call 346-4884. Kahawks lead 1-0. After a RBI double, preceded a walk of Braden Limp, the double by Hunter Shiragi. And Collinsville up front 1-0, had a chance to score some more, but Dumsdorf ran into the ball, hit to the shortstop Haddix for 1 out, and then Haddix still could throw the ball across the diamond to get the double play, and that's exactly what Granite City did. Here is Andrew Wilgus. It'll be Wilgus, Hibbets, and Haddix to lead off here in this second inning, facing Braden Limp. Here's another chance for Noah Scrum at short. The ball slowed down for a moment, but he makes a nice throw over there once again. And 2 pretty good plays at shortstop by Noah Scrum here for Collinsville. The first one was a spectacular play. This one a little bit more routine, but still a pretty good play there by Collinsville's shortstop, Noah Scrum. Here comes Cameron Hibbets. Hibbets steps in from the left side, swings at the first pitch he sees. Hibbets coming in, batting .368, 10 runs batted in, 4 doubles, a couple of triples, everything else of the single variety. That's 2 Granite City batters now I've not been able to give you numbers on because they swing at the first pitch and put it in play before I have a chance to. We'll get around to it. Limp ready with the next 1-1 delivery to the opposing pitcher. Cameron Hibbets, and it's across for strike 2, so Limp ahead in the count, 2-1. And he's ready with the 2-1 pitch. It's inside, ball 2, 2-2. 1 out in the inning. Collinsville leading 1-0. A run in the first for the Kahawks. Here we are in the top of the second. Hibbets awaits the 3-1 pitch from Limp. Swinging a foul ball down the first base side. Started off fair, but when it crossed the first base bag, it was in foul territory. And a full count now to Cameron Hibbets. Kahawks, of course, the home team, dressed in all white, purple caps. Kahawks written across the front in purple, as is the numbers on their backs. Here's the next pitch from Limp. This one is inside, and it's a walk. Walk came back to hurt Hibbets in the bottom of the first as Collinsville plated that run. And now with 1 out, Braden Limp walks his first batter. That brings up Brennan Haddix, the shortstop. Haddix on the year, batting .419. 9 runs batted in. His only extra base hits, 3 doubles. Granite City, of course, the visiting team wearing the white trousers. They're wearing a multicolored jersey, maroon, black, and white. Numbers on the back in white, as is the word Warriors written across the fronts of their jerseys. And they have their numbers just underneath the last part of the word Warriors on the fronts of their jerseys. Haddix bats from the right side. Runner goes, and a foul ball in, almost caught by Camden Reeves down there. If he would have had one more step, he probably could have snagged that ball. Courtesy runner for Hibbets is Cole Bartling. Limp ready to go once again. He's ahead in the count now to Brennan Haddix. 0-2. 1 out, runner at first base. Collinsville leads 1-0. Swing and a chance for Bovenet at third base. Throws over to second for 1, and that's the only one they'll get, as the return throw was a little bit too late. So 5-4 on the putout of the courtesy runner Bartling. And Brennan Haddix on at first base on the fielder's choice. That brings up Bennett Smalley, coach's son. Comes in batting .295, 4 runs batted in. He steps in from the right side with 2 outs and a runner on first. Haddix has his lead, doesn't go. Pitch hits the outside corner, called strike 1. Yesterday, I was very happy to be in a broadcast booth at that softball game, as it was cold and blustery windy. Today it's beautiful, sunshiny, and probably 10 degrees warmer outside than it is here in the booth. And this one is tattooed all the way to the gap. Hunter Counton gets there and cuts it off on 1 bounce. They'll hold the runner at third base, and it'll be a single for Smalley as Haddix takes third on the long single. That'll bring up Hunter Needham. Needham, big kid, steps in from the right side. Batting .231 on the year, 6 runs batted in. He has one about 90 feet away. And now runners on the corners, 2 outs, so 1 more out. Collinsville can get out of this. Haddix at third, Smalley at first. Needham up to the plate. Here's the first delivery to him from Limp, and it's a little bit low, ball 1. Limp works from the stretch. Didn't have to do that in the first inning as the Warriors went down 1-2-3. Now he does. And he throws over to first base, and Smalley is back in there with a head-first dive. Limp back on top of the hill. Haddix leads from third. Smalley leads from first. Limp brings it home. Swinging a foul ball out of play. Across the street. Last year at this time, the housing project was behind us, was under construction. Now it's all finished. Folks have all moved in. Some of the kids over there chasing some baseballs. Last year, they were chasing them in a construction zone. 1-1 the count to Needham. Limp steps off. Bluffs to third. Warriors bench wants a balk. Third base coach, who is the head coach, Scott Smalley, he wants an explanation why they didn't call a balk, but neither one of the umpires did, so if it's not called, it didn't happen. 1-1 the count to Needham. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It hits him. Smalley will go down to second. Needham down to first. And it'll be bases loaded for the number 9 man in the order, Jonas Barnes, the DH. Barnes batting 188 on the year. 4 runs batted in. Everybody else on his team has had over 40 plate appearances. Barnes has had only 23. So a little bit more of a smaller sample size than the rest of the team. So Limp has to wiggle out of some trouble now. Bases loaded. Barnes up to the plate. 2 outs. Just a simple out will do it. First pitch, strike. Hits the outside corner. Barnes batting for their first baseman, Spencer Barrett. Limp ready to go with the bases full of Warriors. Here is the 0-1. This one's a little outside and low. That'll even the count at 1-1. Collinsville scored a run in the bottom of the first and trying to make that stand up here in the top of the second. 1-0 Kahawks, 2 outs, bases loaded. Jonas Barnes awaits the 1-1 pitch from Braden Limp. Here it is. Swinging a foul ball. So 1-2, Limp just 1 strike away from getting out of this bases loaded jam. Mason Rohr, top of the order. Waits in the on-deck circle for the Warriors. Limp ready to go once again. Here's the pitch. Swinging a chance for Noah Scrum once again. He scoops it up, tosses over to his second baseman Holton for the out. And the bases are stranded loaded by the Warriors. Nice job by Braden Limp. We head now to the home half of the second. Collinsville retains their 1-0 lead. Back in a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Let's thank Brad Keene at Visionary Wealth Advisors in O'Fallon. Brad is a 1988 graduate of Collinsville High School, and he is a wealth management advisor with Visionary, and he has 22 years of experience in that field. You can call him today for financial advice and planning. Work on your investment portfolio, retirement, estate planning as well. Visionary Wealth Advisors. They have offices in Edwardsville, St. Louis, and O'Fallon. You can call Brad today at 726-3008 or online, visionarywealthadvisors.com. Josh Hartle has made his way up to the booth. He joins us for a little bit here from Woodland Park. How you doing, sir?
Not too bad.
It's a nice day, nicer than yesterday.
Absolutely. It's starting to warm back up again.
I hope it stays that way. I was ready for it last week when it hit 85. It could have stayed right there, and I would have been happy. Camden Reeves leads things off here for Collinsville. The big lefty is up now with a 1-ball, 2-strike count against him. And on the year, Reeves batting .222 with 9 runs batted in. Here's the next pitch from Hibbets. This one's outside. And now the count even at 2-2. Reeves, Scrum, and Williams here in the top of the second for Collinsville. Hibbets brings the next to Reeves, and that one's a little high. And now a full count to Camden Reeves. Josh, of course, a former assistant coach for the baseball team, so of course you're probably know all the guys on Granite City, or a lot of them.
Absolutely. I've actually coached several of them in summer ball.
Next pitch to Reeves, a swing and a miss at a high ball. That was probably going to be ball 4. And Reeves becomes the first strikeout victim of Hibbets. That brings up Noah Scrum. Shortstop has already made a couple of dazzling plays in the field to get this game started.
I don't think anybody would be surprised about that.
No. Very first play of the game, as a matter of fact. He makes a stellar play at deep short in the hole and throws a strike over to Reeves at first. Scrum, he is up there as the team's leading hitter, batting .469, 10 runs batted in. Mostly singles. He has 5 doubles, still looking for his first home run or first triple, but we'll take all the doubles and singles he can muster.
He's just missed a couple home runs, too. He hit one off the wall down in Marion last Friday that here would have been way out of here.
That hole they dig up there at home plate, I can barely see his shoe. That's a deep hole. 2-0 pitch on the way to Scrum, and it's now 3-0 up high. And after striking out Reeves, the next 3 pitches out of the strike zone to Noah Scrum. Next pitch from Hibbets. That one's in there. Scrum was taken all the way. 3-1. Nobody on, 1 out, top of the second. Collinsville leads 1-0. A walk and a double in the first inning led to Collinsville's run. There's a swing and a miss by Scrum, and Hibbets comes back from a 3-0 hole to make it a full count, and here is that 3-2 pitch. Swinging a foul ball by Scrum.
Hibbets is a guy that's going to move the ball around a lot, too. It makes it tough on the hitters when they get behind in the count.
Always tough to face a good lefty.
And he is a good lefty.
Here's another 3-2 pitch to Scrum. He's swinging, a chance for the opposing shortstop, goes right under the diving Haddocks, and Scrum is on first base with his first base hit. Second hit on the afternoon for Collinsville. That brings up T.J. Williams. Williams batting an even .200 on the year, 6 runs batted in.
Starting to come on as of late, too. He's starting to really hit the ball well.
Saw him gun out a player at home plate the last game I did from here. Those are always fun to watch. Hibbets works from the stretch again. He has worked from the stretch in the first and now here in the second. And Williams skies one over the broadcast booth. 0-1. Noah Scrum leads from first. Collinsville has attempted 37 steals on the year and have swiped 32 of them, only caught 5 times. I do not have the individual numbers because there's a lot of stats in baseball, man. If I printed out everything, I'd have a pamphlet up here. Another foul ball for Williams, and the count quickly 0-2 on the Kahok right fielder. But first, Smalley and Hibbets want to talk things over, and that was a quick conversation.
This is a count TJ needs to be very wary of. He's known to strike out in bunches.
When you have that 0-2 count, man, you almost want to feel like you have to swing at anything that comes next.
Absolutely.
Hibbett steps off.
That's something that as he gets more at-bats, he's going to be a lot better at. He sees the ball really well, but he's very anxious.
They play Williams pretty much straight away, infield and outfield. Next pitch, called strike 3. And that's what happens sometimes when you are up there with that 0-2 count. You are for sure the next pitch is going to be a ball, so you're not going to swing at it. Jake Holton comes to the plate now with 2 outs and a runner on first base. Holton batting .250 on the year. 8 runs batted in. Hibbets from the stretch, checks on Scrum at first base, brings it home, and a foul ball out of play again. I bet that aluminum siding on that side of that building is going to take a beating.
Hopefully insurance is good on that
Yeah.
building.
0-1 the count to Jake Holton. The number 9 man in the order, Carson Richardson, waits on deck. That all depends on Holton. This one hits the outside corner, so 0-2. And Cameron Hibbets threatening to strike out the side here. Got Reeves swinging, got Williams looking. In between that, a base hit by Noah Scrum. Scrum stands down at first base as the 0-2 pitch heads toward Holton. Swinging another foul ball. We'll do it all over again. Nice crowd. Not bad. Still a little cool outside. I'm sure once it warms up and stays warm, we'll get a lot more of them out here. 0-2 count to Jake Holton. Hibbets brings the next. Off-speed pitch, off of the glove, back to the screen, and Scrum will trot on down to second base.
It seems insignificant that Scrum's now at second base, but right here, with his speed, a base hit will definitely score him from the outfield.
I would tend to agree, sir. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now on Jake Holton. Hibbets checks on Scrum, who's now at second, and brings it home. Swing and a miss, and he does strike out the side, does Cameron Hibbets. So Collinsville strands a runner at second base. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. Collinsville still leads 1-0. Time to thank the Junior Service Club of Collinsville. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club has been providing women in the Collinsville area an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go help the needy in Collinsville. The next event coming up for the Junior Service Club is Community Work Day. That'll be April the 21st. That's coming up quick. 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Volunteers will be needed helping with projects at Glidden Park, Miners Theater, and Willoughby Farm. Those interested can register by emailing the Collinsville Junior Service Club, and you can do that at this email address, collinsvilljuniorservice@gmail.com. That's collinsvilljuniorservice@gmail.com. Top of the 3rd is where we are, and it is the top of the order. And Mason Rohr flew out to Hunter County to start the game, 1 pitch and 1 out. First pitch here of the 3rd, and he'll take this time, and he'll take it as a strike. 0-1, top of the order, Rohr, Edwards, and Bonvicino. Rohr, since he swung at that first pitch, I didn't have a chance to tell you what he was hitting. 311 is what the Granite City left fielder is hitting. 7 runs batted in. And he is up there with an 0-2 hole. And here comes the pitch from Braden Limp. Swinging. There's no way Scrum's going to get to that one. It was almost just as deep as that ball right there was, that first play he made against the guy coming up now, Freddie Edwards. But this time Scrum could not get to it. And the Warriors pick up their second base hit on the afternoon. And here comes the aforementioned Freddie Edwards, who grounded out to Noah Scrum on a spectacular play. On, I think, the second pitch of the game. It was quick, man. First pitch, 1 out. Second pitch, 2 outs. There's the throw, and the runner is safe. And a stolen base for Mason Rohr. That throw was a little high, and it brought Holton off the bag to the second base side. First stolen base for the Warriors.
A lot of things could be happening here with speed at the plate here. You watch the third baseman. He's going to be watching the top hand of the hitter here, see if he squares around.
Edwards ready to go as Limp works from the stretch once again. Checks on his runner at second, brings it home. Squares around to Bunton and pulls it right back, does Edwards, and he takes a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. That'll even the count at 1-1. To the Warriors' third baseman, Freddie Edwards.
That could have just been a bluff, but we'll take a look and see what he does here in the next pitch.
The 1-1 pitch from Limp is on the way. Not squaring around to bunt, swinging and fouling is Edwards, and now he is down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
My guess is they're trying to draw the third baseman in as much as they could to see if they could single past him.
Well, Limp got out of a bases-loaded situation last inning. Now he's got the leadoff man on at second here in the third. And Edwards up there with a 1 ball, 2 strike count in his favor, or in Limp's favor as the case may be, and there's another foul ball down the third base side. We'll do it all over again. Right back here tomorrow, folks. Mater Dei is in town for a non-conference game. 4:15 pregame, 4:30 first pitch. We were a little bit early with first pitch today. Edwards ready to go. Limp ready to go. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Ball 2. Nice block by Shiragi. And now the count at 2-2 to Freddie Edwards. Mason Rohr getting a big lead over there at second base. Noah Scrum sneaking up behind him and brings the home. The pitch does Limp. High, ball 3. Let's not put the first 2 on. That would be called living dangerously. Austin Bonvicino waits on deck.
Yeah, you definitely don't want 2 guys on when he comes up. Lots of power.
Limp ready with the next. Here comes the full count pitch to Edwards. Swinging a foul ball. This one down the first base side. The other foul balls have been on the third base side of things. So early, late.
Limp needs to start attacking away here. That seems to be pulling off every single pitch with everything that's away.
Here comes the next 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch by Braden Limp, and he totally fooled Freddie Edwards.
That was a beauty.
Yeah, it was. Edwards becomes the first out. Second strikeout of the game for Limp. And now Austin Bonvicino steps up. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. He stands in from the left side. Looks like he could have some pop. Got one of those bodies.
Yep, he's a deep threat, obviously.
Limp checks on his runner Rohr and steps off. They got him picked off. He is out at second base.
A beautiful inside move there by Braden Limp. That is something I know these boys work on all off season, all preseason. Holding runners.
That was awesome. Now Bonvicino up there with the bases empty and 2 outs. That's a lot better of a dynamic.
That is a huge deal.
So now from the regular windup. And there you go. That's exactly why Bonvicino just crushes that one. And that one is over the fence for a solo shot. And that pickoff came in perfect time, or that would have been a 2-run shot.
That's the Fletcher Field jet stream as well.
Yeah.
You get the ball up in the right field gap here, it seems to just shoot out of here.
Bonvicino, his second home run of the year. That'll bring up Andrew Wilgus, the second baseman. He grounded out to Noah Scrum in his first plate appearance, as Scrum was busy early. So 1-1 here in the third. Limp works to Wilgus. It's in there for a strike.
Collinsville shouldn't really sweat giving up that 1 run right there. It's going to take more than 1 to win this ball game anyway.
Oh, yeah. And as we said, it could have been a 2-run shot if it wasn't for that pickoff move. So Limp helped himself out in that regard.
Both these teams have a possibility to put up a lot of big numbers.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Wilgus. It's outside corner. Called strike 2, 1-2. Next pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. Hits the very top. I'm always afraid one of these days it's going to hit the very top and it's going to spin right into the booth. I'm not worried about myself as I am my equipment. 1-2 pitch on the way. Slow roller, that's going to be tough for Balvanette. He scoops it, he throws, and it is in time. Nice scoop on the other end by Reeves as well. In the inning, a Austin Bonvicino home run accounts for the only run for the Warriors. We head now to the bottom of the third, tied at 1. Let's thank the city of Collinsville. The city has their own Facebook page, and you can check out that page for information on upcoming events. They already have their Movies on Main schedule lined up. That begins on June the 9th with Despicable Me 3. June the 23rd, they have the Lego Ninja movie, and the rest of their schedule is all through July and August is already on the Facebook page as well. So for more information, you can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page. And, of course, the City of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and they wish all district athletes good luck during this sports season. That's winding down. We only have a little over a month left of school. Spring sports are winding down. Before you know it, it'll be playoff time.
For too long, they're going to have to start calling these late winter sports.
Yeah, no doubt.
As cold as it's been.
Man, could have played some ice hockey the last month or so. Carson Richardson will lead things off here for Collinsville. Then back to the top of the order, Hunter Counton and Braden Limp. Richardson looks at the first one outside. Ball one. He comes in. Richardson does, batting .344. 8 runs batted in. He has a triple to go along with his 3 doubles, and the rest all singles. 1-1 now the count to Richardson. Kahok left fielder awaits the next from Hibbets. Swing and a chance for their third baseman underneath the glove of Edwards, and into the outfield it goes. And Richardson is on with a base hit.
Well, you could tell he was in trouble after the first step he took. Kind of a lateral, hesitant step, and ball caught him halfway in between a short hop and a big hop.
Handcuffed him.
Absolutely.
That brings up Hunter Counton. Counton grounded out to Edwards at third base his first time up. Now, the Collinsville center fielder, sometimes pitcher, stands up with a runner at first base. That is Carson Richardson. Hibbets from the stretch once again. He has had to work from the stretch in every inning thus far. Throws over to first base. Richardson's back in time. 1-1 game, bottom of the third. Collinsville and Granite City. Hibbets checks on his runner and brings it home to Counton. That one floats across the inside corner of the plate, called strike one. Hibbets, the lefty, throws over to first base. I mentioned we're back here tomorrow. Mater Dei is the opponent for the Kahoks. Thursday night, we are in Granite City for some girls soccer. And then Friday afternoon, making the long trip back to Waterloo for some more baseball action. That is a makeup game. That's why I have a game every day this week. All the makeup games that have been scheduled. Next pitch coming to Hunter Counton from Cameron Hibbets. Swinging a shot out to right field. Right fielder reaches up after he ventures over to his left just a bit, and Needham pulls that one in just at the last second. Got it up in the top of his glove.
Well, he was really fooled on that ball. Got lucky. Got the glove up just in time.
One out. That brings up Braden Limp. Limp walked and came around to score on the Hunter Shiragi double in the first inning. Limp takes the first pitch high. Ball one. Some light wispy clouds moving overhead, kind of dimming the sun a little bit, but still a beautiful day here at the ballpark. Next pitch to Limp, single. In between third and short. That was actually a nice play out there by Rohr to get down on one knee as that ball got to him, because it took a weird hop and ended up hitting him in the chest. If that would have got behind him, Richardson may have been able to score. Limp down to first base with the Kahoks' fourth hit, and that brings up Hunter Shiragi. Shiragi tattooed a ball down the third base side his first time up. That went all the way to the wall. That scored Braden Limp all the way from first base.
And he has been hot lately, too, swinging a real good bat.
Schrage came in batting .400. He's up that. And his RBI total went up to 14 in the first inning. Here's his first look at an off-speed pitch. Wow. Yeah, it was. From Cameron Hibbets.
I'm starting to notice a lot of his pitches are starting to be elevated. It could be fatigue.
Richardson's at second. Braden Limp is at first. 1 out in the inning. Tied game, 1-1. Here's the next pitch to Schrage. He gets a hold of one. He sends it a long way. Back is the center fielder, and near the warning track, Bonvincino hauls it in. That was tattooed by Schrage, but just about 5 feet too short.
Yeah, Richardson did not tag on that ball either.
I think he was watching it, thinking it was gone as well.
He should have been standing on third base.
Out number 2, so it's up to Devin Balvanette to keep things going here in the top of the third, or bottom of the third, excuse me, for Collinsville. Balvanette grounded out to Haddix at shortstop his first time up. Hibbets brings home the first, and it's inside. Now the runner goes. Throw is not in time, and the other runner goes as well on the throw. Everybody's safe. Richardson down to third and Limp down to second, so Richardson makes up for not tagging up and steals a base.
Yeah, that one was stolen off the pitcher. Kind of lost track of him out there.
So now a base hit. May score 2, definitely score 1. Balvanette looks at the 1-0 pitch coming from Hibbets. He swings. He wanted to hold up. He didn't. The ball hits the ground, and in from third base is Carson Richardson, and Collinsville has their 1-run lead right back.
Boy, that was tough on the catcher there. He got shielded by Balvanette trying to check his swing there, and the ball just kind of squirted off his glove. That's tough as a catcher.
Down to third on the play is Braden Limp, so now Balvanette can give Collinsville another run with a well-placed base hit, or actually just a base hit. Doesn't have to be well-placed. 1-1 pitch inside, almost hit him.
Almost got another run right there.
That's 2 in a row that have been inside and low. This time, Smalley was able to put a glove on it.
Starting to see Cameron lose a little bit of composure here. Hopefully he can get it back.
Hibbets looks into Smalley, has his sign, brings home the next. It's outside and high, ball 3, 3-1. Braden Limp just 90 feet away from the Kahawks taking a 2-run lead.
If they're smart here, they'll stay away from Balvanette, try to get back to Reeves.
3-1, might as well just throw something to see if he swings at it.
Yep. Devin's got to be very particular here.
And he smokes one down the third baseline. Edwards was playing deep. Long throw over and still in time to get him. Collinsville gets the run back, and they retake the lead 2-1. We head to the top of the fourth, and we're back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Let's thank the Collinsville Education Association. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page. Let's also thank my friend Peyton Blaylock with RE/MAX Alliance. Peyton wants you to know that it's okay to buy and sell real estate. Mortgage rates are still at all-time lows. No one knows this better than Peyton Blaylock with RE/MAX Alliance. You can call Peyton Blaylock today, 780-4622. is his number, or online, Peyton Blaylock at remax.net. Top of the fourth inning, 2-1 in favor of Collinsville. Collinsville posting lone runs in the first and the third. Granite City and their lone run came in the third as well. Last year, these two teams split. Collinsville lost at Granite City 3-2 and then won here 11-8. The last season sweep by Collinsville over Granite City was in 2016, a 13-3 win here at Fletcher Field, and an 8-2 win at Granite City. The last time Collinsville got swept by Granite City, you'd have to go back to 2010. A 3-1 victory for the Warriors here, and then an 11-4 shellacking of the Kahawks on Granite City's home field. Leading off here in this fourth inning for Granite City, and taking a ball inside is Cameron Hibbets, the pitcher. Hibbets walked and then was forced out over at second base on a nice play by Bovinet. Swinging a, that one took a weird bounce.
That was off the bag.
Yeah, and that one, I don't know if Reeves would have gotten to it. He probably would have. But we'll never find out now, as that ball, man, I'm telling you what, he was lucky that ball didn't hit him in the face.
That ball took his head off.
Yeah.
That ball was laced down the line.
So Hibbets smokes one down the first baseline, and Reeves, his heart's probably beating a mile a minute over there after he saw the word Rawlings coming right at his eyeballs. That brings up Brennan Haddix. Haddix reached on a fielder's choice his first time up and was stranded at third. That was back in the second inning when Limp got out of a bases-loaded jam. First pitch into Haddix is a called strike.
That right there is what Braden Limp needs to do. Get ahead of hitters, make him swing the bat. He's got good defense behind him.
Both pitchers have been working from the stretch a lot here in the first three innings of this one. And there's a bunt. It's hard. And Limp has it leave his glove, and everybody's safe.
Well, that's tough.
Went to grab it out of his glove and forgot it.
Yep, tried to give us an out, and Braden forgot step 2 of 3 steps there.
So the first error of the game belongs to Collinsville. That'll bring up Bennett Smalley, the catcher, who singled his first time up. He was stranded at second when the Warriors left the bases loaded in the second. And now Braden Limp in a little bit of a jam again.
Yeah, still needs to stay with the same plan. Just keep throwing strikes.
Runners on first and second, nobody out. Top of the fourth of a 2-1 game. Collinsville with the 1-run lead. First pitch is a little bit low to the Warriors catcher, Smalley. Hunter Needham, the right fielder, waits on deck. Limp from the stretch, checks on his runners, brings it home. Outside and low, ball 2.
Right here's where you want to see Braden start attacking the hitter. He's down in the count. Attacking the hitter here is going to force him to put the ball in play, which is what Collinsville needs right here.
Next pitch from Limp on the way. That one hits the mark. 2-1. Hunter Counton playing Smalley to pull just a bit. Not directly behind the second base bag, probably about 5 feet off. So there is some room in that right center field gap. This one is low, ball 3. So Limp threatening to load the bases here with nobody out. As you mentioned, sir, throw some strikes, let your defense work for you.
Yeah, it's a big pitch for Braden right here. Hopefully
sure is.
He's relaxed and ready to go now.
Looks into Stragi, has his sign. Checks on his runner at second. That's Hibbets. Pitch, swinging a foul ball straight back to the screen.
A great job by Braden coming back like that. Maintain focus for one more pitch here, and we'll see what he's got.
I don't think Hibbets is running at second. I believe that might be Cole Bartling once again.
Yeah, he's been replaced on the bases there.
Okay. So Bartling has his lead from second. Here's the next pitch, and right back to where Bartling just was standing. And it looks like Granite City's going to tie this up. Here comes a throw to the plate. It is not in time. Almost got there. As Bovanet had to, or excuse me, Schrage had to swing around with the tag, and he just missed. That was a nice throw from Hunter Cowton in center field, but just a tad too late.
Yeah, if that ball gets cut off and the throw's made to third, boy, he would have been dead to rights at third.
So the one-run lead for the Kahawks did not last long, and still with nobody down. Runners on the corners now for Granite City, and Hunter Needham, who was hit by a pitch his first time up, steps up to the plate.
See what kind of chess moves we got going on here.
Had-
First and third with nobody out.
Haddix is at third, Smalley is at first. Limp brings it home, swing and a miss by Needham.
Well, nobody showed their hand there.
Actually, we have a courtesy runner on for the catcher as well, as Cordell Mackin is running at first base. 0-1 pitch comes from Limp, swinging a foul ball back to the screen. Strikeout would be huge here. Then you can maybe get a double play to get out of it with just one run scored.
Yeah, runners haven't showed one move yet. Braden Limp still attacking the batter here, so.
Needham in an 0-2 hole. Limp checks on his runners, brings it. A little excuse me swing that is skied right to Noah Scrum at shortstop for the first out. Works just like a strikeout. We'll take it. Out number one.
Now they are one pitch away here.
Yep. Jonas Barnes reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. Double play ball would get Collinsville out of the inning with just the one run scored. We're in the top of the fourth. We're tied at 2.
My guess is Granite's going to put a guy in motion here. He's got a little bit bigger lead.
Runner does not go. Pitch is a strike. Mackin over at first base as the base runner. See if he wants to run and see what Collinsville wants to do if he does. Swing and a miss. Down to third base. Ball pops out of Camden Reeves' glove, or excuse me, Balvanet's glove. He didn't know where it was for a minute. And that would have been a perfect opportunity for the runner at first base to move to second. I don't think he got off the bag.
He wasn't going off the bag. He was coming back to it. You bring a guy in off the bench, sometimes they're not quite in tune to what's going on. A little bit bigger lead.
He's going now, and Braden Limp steps off the mound, throw over to second base. They've got the runner hung up. They're going to keep an eye on the runner at home, and he is going to score. That's exactly what Granite City wanted to do.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, with 2 strikes, they wanted to give that runner up at second base to get that runner in. At least Collinsville took advantage of it. They did get the out.
Yes, they did. 2 outs in the inning, but 2 runs home. Granite City has their first lead, and now the bases are empty for Jonas Barnes, and he is up there in an 0-2 hole.
Ooh, not a bad-looking pitch there.
He ducks away from a ball that was high, but outside. Nice pitch from Limp. Looked like it was coming in first and then went out. Nice movement. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. This one almost does the same thing, except for it stays inside. 2-2. Granite City has taken the lead here in the top of the fourth, 3-2. And that's a called strike 3, as once again Barnes was ducking out of there like that ball was going to hit him, and it was right down the middle. But in the inning, a couple of runs come across for Granite City. An error committed as well by Collinsville. Other than that, 2 base hits and no one left. We head now to the home half of the fourth, and Granite City in front for the first time, 3-2. Let's thank All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, your business, your sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services and options, and they'll walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online, allprotees.com, or you can call 344-2200. Camden Reeves will leads things off here in the home half of the fourth inning. Collinsville with some work to do now. They trail for the first time in this game, 3-2, after the Warriors plate 2 runs in their half of the fourth. Reeves, who struck out his first time up, looks at one that hits the outside corner for a called strike one, and Hibbets is on the way with the 0-1 pitch. That one's a called strike as well.
You're ready for that breaking ball right here.
Lefty Hibbets is ready to go with the 0-2 pitch to Reeves. That's a called strike 3, and Reeves looks at all 3 of them right down the middle of the plate. And for Hibbets, that is his 4th strikeout.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about 2 of them, though.
Yeah.
They look like they're about 6 inches outside.
That'll bring up Noah Scrum. Kahok shortstop, singled. Went to second on a passed ball, but then he was stranded out there. That was the inning that Cameron Hibbets struck out the side. Next pitch, or the first pitch, is outside and high. Ball 1. Not much of a wind today. Boy, it was gusty yesterday. It was blowing in at the softball complex, so there was nothing that was going to be hit over the fences out of that park yesterday. First 2 pitches to Scrum, misses. Next one is in there. Hits the corner for a called strike, 2-1.
Huh. I hit the same spot as it did the last pitch.
Hibbets ready with the 2-1. Here it is. Swinging a laser beam down the first base side, but out of play. Or foul. 2-2 now the count to Noah Scrum. Here's the pitch from Hibbets. Swinging a bouncer for the shortstop, Haddix. Off of him and into the outfield. He has no idea where it is. Out into shallow center. And staying put at first base is Noah Scrum, and he's 2 for 2 on the afternoon.
Seen a couple Granite City players play balls like that. Feet aren't squared up to the baseball, in between a hop.
TJ Williams comes up to the plate now. He was a strikeout victim in that second inning in which Hibbets struck out the side. He was the only one that got caught looking. And he was the only one in the game that got caught looking until Camden Reeves did the same to start off this fourth inning. First pitch, Williams skies it. Shallow center field. Bonvicino on the move. He is there and makes the catch.
One thing Collinsville has done is been able to put the ball in play against Hibbets. Lots of strikeouts on the season. So being able to put the ball in play off of him is something to be accomplished.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that second inning when he struck out the side, he would only have the one that started off this inning. Collinsville has been getting some bats on the ball. Here comes Jake Holton. He was a victim also of that 3 strikeout inning from Hibbets. He was the last victim who ended the second inning. First pitch to him misses. Ball 1. Scrum has his lead from first. 2 outs, top of the fourth. 3-2 game. Granite City with the 1-run lead. Hibbets from the stretch checks on his runner. Brings it home. That one is high, but called a strike. 1-1.
The zone's changed a little bit. It's getting a little wider, a little taller.
It's all over. 1-1 pitch on the way. That one gets away, and for the second time in a row, Noah Scrum goes down to second base on a passed ball.
And again, with 2 outs, Collinsville's got a runner in scoring position.
Jake Holton can put a base hit together. We should have another tied game. Hibbets takes a long time looking into his catcher, Smalley. Has the sign that he wants, checks on his runner, brings it home. Foul ball. Back to the screen.
Just got to keep his hands in. Ball jammed him a little bit.
Supposed to be a tad bit warmer tomorrow when we're back here for the game against Mater Dei. Not too bad today, though. Here's the next pitch and another foul ball off of the bat of Jake Holton. Hopefully the Cardinals get a chance to play. They're due to get underway in a half hour after having a game wiped out yesterday because it's just too darn cold in Chicago to play baseball outside. Snow, rain. They moved that game to July. That was very smart of them. They'll sell much more alcoholic beverages in July than they will here. Here's a roller over to the shortstop, and up with it is Haddix.
Yep.
And they call him safe at first base. The throw took
that's the right call, too.
Barrett off the bag.
Never had control.
Oh, he never had control, yeah. Umpire saying he bobbled it. And now Coach Smalley out of the dugout for Granite City. And we'll have to call that an error on the first baseman.
He can argue till he's blue in the face here. That is not on the exchange. If they overturn this is beyond me. I don't know how the home plate umpire could even make that determination.
Well, this is the second time that the two umpires have had to meet to get a call right. Last time it took them about a second, and they're going to call him safe. So they didn't change either one of the calls they made. Holton is down at first base after reaching on an error, and Noah Scrum scores the tying run, and now it is 3-3.
Yeah, that ball, he had to reach up for that ball at first base, and it was squirting out of his glove. He never had control of it.
That'll bring up Carson Richardson. Richardson singled and scored in the third, as Collinsville has plated lone runs in the first, third, and now the fourth. Richardson sends that one back to the screen.
Noah Scrum did exactly what he was supposed to do, too. He kept running.
And when there's two outs, man, you take off at the crack of the bat and you don't stop until your coach says, or until you hear an umpire say out. Richardson awaits the long look by Hibbets once again. Runner at first base is Holton. He doesn't go, and a swing, and now Holton has to scramble back, and he is in there just before the tag was put down by Barrett.
Yeah, you can start to see the body language change a little bit on some of the Granite City players. He was begging for that call. That's not going to get you anywhere.
0-2 the count, though, to Carson Richardson. So Hibbett's just one strike away from getting out of this inning with just the one run. Here is the 0-2. Up high, did not go around. They check with the fielding umpire, who is right behind the pitcher's mound. Kind of a tough angle to see if he went across the plate, isn't it? Umpire has a better view, and he appealed. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Carson Richardson. Holton leads from first, pitches inside, 2-2.
Holton awful jittery over there at first base. He's ready to go. You might see him go here with 2-2 count.
A little different when you face a lefty and they're staring right at you as opposed to looking over their shoulder.
Yep.
There's a shot down the third baseline, but foul. We'll do it all over again.
Carson's really come on of late. He's made a couple of changes to his swing, and he's really putting the ball in play hard.
Tall kid.
Absolutely.
2-2 the count, 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth in a 3-3 game, and that one's inside. Richardson spins away from that one, and now a full count, so definitely Holton will be off and running with the pitch.
With his speed, anything in the gap or hard through the infield may score him.
He's checked on by Hibbets, and then Hibbets brings it home to Richardson. Outside, and I don't know why Holton wasn't going. I guess he forgot what the count was. Doesn't matter anyway. Richardson receives a walk. Second free pass issued on the afternoon by Cameron Hibbets. That puts runners at first and second here for the Kahawks. Back to the top of the order, and Hunter Counton. Now, Smalley calls time and goes out to visit his infielders, his pitcher, and his catcher, and that trip did not take very long.
Yeah, that
you just go walk up there and go, throw some strikes.
Yeah, that was a confidence talk right there. I know Granite feels like they had a call missed there at first base. That's tough.
Hunter Counton's got to do some landscaping up there. He kicked some dirt in that big old hole. Because I can see his shoe.
Yeah.
All right, Counton is 0 for 2. Ground out and a fly out. We have perfect time to break that 0 for 2 little skid. First pitch, way high. Ball 1.
I will say it is definitely a little skid. He has been hot. He hit a triple and a double yesterday at Busch Stadium.
Nice. Holton at second, Richardson at first. 2 outs in the inning. Collinsville has plated a run here in the bottom of the 4th to tie things at 3 each. Now a timeout at the plate called.
Collinsville bench starting to get a little louder.
Hibbets from the stretch. Checks on his runners and brings it home, and another high one. This one high and outside.
Yeah, trying to overthrow a little bit. It's a pressure situation here for the junior.
Yeah, their roster doesn't have what years they are, so I have no idea.
Yeah, Cameron is a junior.
Okay. Their roster doesn't have anything as far as the year, or their height, their weight, their positions, or nothing. Just names and numbers, which is good, because sometimes I've printed out rosters that don't have numbers. That's kind of hard to tell who the player is without a number.
Absolutely.
3-0 the count now to Hunter Counton. I'd take one here. Took it. Called strike. 3-3 game. 4th inning.
He's waiting for something he can drive.
Will this be that pitch? Here it comes. Inside, he walked him. Bases loaded.
Pitch count's got to start climbing here for Hibbets. He has been deep in several counts.
3rd walk of the game for Hibbets. Back-to-back walks. Follow an error by the 3rd baseman, and that's why the bases are loaded. That brings up Braden Limp. Limp walked and scored in the 1st, singled, and was stranded at 3rd in the 3rd. Up there with the bases full of Kahawks, so that means Hibbets will go back to a regular windup. And again, he takes a long time looking in to Smalley to the point where Limp called timeout.
Just goes to show you how one small thing can change a whole inning.
First pitch to Limp. Swinging a slow roller down the 3rd base. Edwards is up with it. He'll throw across the diamond.
He's safe.
And it's out.
Wow. Ooh, they missed that call.
Ooh, that was close. Umpire says out. So in the inning, Collinsville strands the bases loaded, but they do play to run, and we head to the 5th inning of a 3-3 tie. Let's thank Cafe Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials. Pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now with the to-go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7. They're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or you can call 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Braden Limp back out onto the mound for inning number 5 as we are in a 3-3 game. The last 2 soccer games I've done went to overtime. Softball game yesterday went into extra innings. Why not? So Limp back out there. First person he will face is the top of the order. Mason Rohr, then Freddie Edwards, and Austin Bonvicino. If anyone can get on, Andrew Wilgus. First pitch here in the 5th inning. That's a called strike to Mason Rohr, who has singled. Then he was picked off at second base on a nice play by Braden Limp back in the third inning. Roar started off this game by flying out to Hunter Counton in center field on the very first pitch of the game.
Name of this inning will be getting ahead of runners and getting through this quick. Braden wants to go out there for the 6th.
1-1 count to Roar. Here's the pitch, and it comes right back through the pitcher's mound. Stabbed by Holton, and then it drops at his feet, and he can't do anything with it, but he tries to throw him out at first.
Yeah, Morski over there playing first made a good play there to sacrifice his body and knock that ball down.
I was going to say that does not look like Camden Reeves.
Yeah, a little different body type.
Yeah, I think so. So Morski into the game. I think that's the only defensive change.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Hey, Cameron's about 2 of Morski down there.
So a clean base hit. 6th base hit of the afternoon for Granite City. Squaring around to bunt. Not taking it. Here's the throw down to second. Oh, he is dead.
What a throw.
That was a great throw by Shiragi, and I tell you what, Scrum came in and kind of did a little bit of a leap.
I think that was a mistake on the runner's part, too. Coach does not look very happy that he took off.
So 2-6 on the caught stealing.
Yeah, he missed a sign. He's having a discussion with the first base coach right now.
Scrum did a great job of throwing down the tag as he was in midair. And Edwards took a strike on that pitch and then swings and misses through the neck, so he's up there at 0-2. Both pitchers have not had a 1-2-3 inning yet. There's a high fly ball. T.J. Williams is going back toward the foul line, and in the corner off his glove. That's a fair ball.
Oh, wow.
Off his glove and then up against the fence and into second base.
Well, he tracked that ball well, too.
He did.
Right on the line with it. I think he heard the fence coming.
That is a big error out there by T.J. Williams because it puts a runner at second base with 1 out. And Austin Bonvincino, who already has hit a towering solo home run here in this game, is up next.
A little bit of a powwow on the mound here. I guarantee you they're talking about not throwing him too many strikes in this at-bat.
Yeah, I would kind of make sure that everything's on the outside half.
Coach Trapp giving some instructions to Shraggy. Yep, they're putting him on.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep, they're going to walk him.
Yep, I kind of figured that was coming.
So an intentional walk becomes Limp's second of the game.
Yeah, you got Wilgus coming up. Not really that much of a power threat.
So runners on at first and second here for Granite City in a 3-3 game. In the 5th inning, Wilgus has grounded out twice. Once to Bovinet at third and once to Scrum at short.
If he continues that trend, we'll be out of this inning pretty quick.
Swing and a miss. Actually, the home plate umpire says it was a foul tip that was held onto by Shiragi. At any rate, it's a strike. 0-1, 1 out. Runners on first and second. Top of the third, 3-3 game. Limp working from the stretch once again. Looks at his runner at second base. That is Freddie Edwards. Brings it home. Swing and a chance for a double play for Bovinet. He scoops it at third, throws over to second for 1. Nope, dropped the ball. Holton dropped the ball.
Those 2 errors could be costly here.
Wilgus reaches on a fielder's choice, but the error allows Bonvincino to make it down to second base. Over to third is Edwards, and Granite City has the bases loaded again. 1 out, Andrew Wilgus on at first. Bonvincino at second, Edwards at third. Up to the plate, Cameron Hibbets. Hibbets, the lefty, has walked and singled. When he singled in the 4th, he came around to score. At that point, it tied the game, 2-2. Before Granite City put another run up in that inning to take the lead, 3-2, but Collinsville answered back. Here we are, 3-3. First pitch misses to Hibbets with the bases loaded. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a high fly ball to center field. Hunter Counton is going to catch it.
And he's
got the runner up at second, and that is inning over.
Holy cow.
I tell you what, Bonvincino got caught in no man's land out there. I have no idea why. He was in between third and short on a fly ball Everybody should have just stood on top of their bag and watched it go into his glove, and then the runner from third didn't even look like he was going to try to tag.
Bails Collinsville out right there.
Tell you what, yeah, we head to the bottom of the fifth. We are still tied 3-3. Back to tell you about the home half in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network. Time to thank Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville. Rich has everything from hi-fi to hi-fi. Got vinyl? If not, Rich's Record Emporium is a great place to start your rock and roll album collection. It doesn't have to be rock and roll. You can go country, jazz, disco, whatever. Whatever floats your boat. Plus, they have turntables for sale and some really nice turntables. And a turntable service, so if you have an older version that needs the belt replaced, you can take it there. I know I did. Plus, I had a short in my volume button, and every time I touched it, it would go. I got that fixed at Rich's. They're pretty reasonable. While you're there, check out the Audio Emporium. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville. Online, richesrecordemporium.com, or you can call 200-9287. Hunter Shiragi leads things off here for Collinsville in the bottom of the fifth. 3-3 game, as Hibbets is back out there for his fifth inning worth of work, and the first pitch to Shiragi is a ball. Shiragi doubled home run in the first inning. Came up in the third and skied one to Bonvincino at center. And now Bonvincino is going to get a chance at another ball, but this one's going to roll to him as Shiragi laces a base hit up the middle.
I think hot would be an understatement for the way to describe the way he's been swinging the bat lately.
That is the sixth base hit for Collinsville, and coming on to do a little courtesy running will be Jacob Dumsdorf. And up to the plate, Devin Bovinet. Bovinet has grounded out to the infield twice. Once to shortstop, once to third base.
See if he can turn that around and hit a line drive here.
Dumsdorf has his lead at first base, and once again, Hibbets has to work from the stretch. Neither one of these two pitchers today can get through a 1-2-3 inning. First pitch to Bovinet is a called strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Hibbets checks on his runner, brings it home. Outside and low. 1-1 the count. With Garrett Morski waiting on deck for his first plate appearance after taking over at first base for Camden Reeves in the last half inning. Hibbets checks, kicks, and pitches in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher, and Smalley had no idea where it was. Did not go that far, but since he couldn't find it, that allowed Dumsdorf to go down to second on another passed ball. That's the third passed ball in this game by Smalley. A couple of them have hurt.
We'll see if Devin can get a ball in the outfield here, touch some green grass, and see if he can drive in Dumsdorf out there.
Bovinet up with a 2-1 count in his favor. Here's the next pitch by Hibbets. It's inside, 3-1. And now Hibbets has to throw a strike or else he'll put runners on first and second with no one out.
I'd be surprised if Devin gets anything very good to hit here.
Here's the next. Off-speed pitch floats in there, and the umpire calls it a strike, 3-2. Hibbets checks again, and staying alive is Bovinet, although I think he swung at ball 4 in the dirt.
Better safe than sorry.
Sure. That's called plate protection. Another 3-2 pitch coming from Hibbets to Bovenet. Here it is. Inside, he walked him. Ball gets away from Smalley once again. And a runner goes, and that runner is going to be out.
Man, late decision.
Yep.
Coach Trapp none too happy about that. Had a guy in scoring position. Now he is headed to the bench.
Yeah. Dumsdorf waited a little bit too long to make that decision, and he paid for it. Up steps Morski. Garrett batting .625 on the year with a couple of runs batted in. This is his 10th plate appearance, so small sample size. The lefty digs in, one out, runner on at first. First pitch, that hits the outside corner for a called strike one. I can't even see the plate.
Yeah, I don't think the umpire could either.
I don't think so. He's like, it's in the general area. I'll call it a strike. Looked outside from here. The 0-1. Swing and a foul ball down the third base side. 0-2.
A little quicker hands there, and he'd be just fine.
Yeah, that home plate is just covered in dirt. You can barely even see it's there. 0-2. That's the count to Morski. Here's the pitch from Hibbets. Outside and high, and nice job by Smalley to spring up and snag that one.
That one about hit the press box.
Yeah. 1-2 the count. And here's the next. And another one high, 2-2.
That looked like it was supposed to be the changeup. Good hitters count here.
2-2, one out, runner at first. 3-3 game in the fifth inning. That one's a little bit low, and that one squirts away from Smalley. He grabs it, he throws, and this one is not going to be in time. So, once again, Collinsville has a runner at second base on another passed ball. Full count to Morski now, with Scrum waiting on deck.
See if he can get one on the
Kahoks.
gap, see if the big fella can run.
3-2 pitch on the way. Foul ball out of play.
Just missed.
Back into the parking lot. Everybody springs up to see if it hits their car.
Might have been mine.
Yeah. I park all the way on the other side because I'm one of the first ones here. Another 3-2 pitch coming from Hibbets to Morski. Here it is. Hey, breaking pitch. Morski thought it was going right for his head, and at the last second it broke. That was a nice pitch.
That was really good. That's something Morski might have nightmares about tonight.
Yeah.
That was probably the best curveball Hibbets has thrown all evening, too. Boy, that thing broke about 1.5 feet.
5 strikeouts on the afternoon now for Hibbets. Up steps Noah Scrum. Scrum, 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles and a run scored. He looks at a floater in there for a strike.
That ball's up high, too.
Noah Scrum awaits the next from Hibbets. Bovenet down at second base, and now Scrum calls time at the plate. Three-3 game, bottom of the fifth, between Collinsville and Granite City. 2 outs and a runner at second for the Kahawks. And timeout called, this time by the catcher. Last time it was by Noah Scrum. Catcher looks over to one of the assistant coaches, and some sign language is flashed about. Hibbets is ready. Swinging a foul ball right over the press box. Oh and 2 to the Kahawks shortstop Noah Scrum. Hibbets from the stretch, checks on Bovenet at second, brings it home to Scrum, swinging a shot that is going to be a tough call for the second baseman Wilgus, but he comes up with it and makes the throw. That was a slow roller, and he had to kind of wait for it and range over to his left. Nice play, and the inning comes to a close with no damage done. We head to the top of the 6th, and we are still tied 3-3. Let's thank Marshall's Transmission in Collinsville. At Marshall's Transmission, they know how much of a hassle it is dealing with a broken transmission. That's why the friendly and trustworthy staff at Marshall's can help with all of your transmission troubles. Marshall's Transmission handles all types of vehicles. Just bring it on into Marshall's. They will thoroughly inspect the problem, and they'll give you an honest quote. Marshall's Transmission, 263 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or you can call 345-1930. Top of the 6th, 3-3 game between Collinsville and Granite City. These two teams have met 5 times in the playoffs since the 2000 season. Collinsville has won 2 and lost 3. They last met 2 years ago right here on this very field, and Collinsville won 7-2, although they lost 2 days later to Edwardsville 7-6. The last time Collinsville lost in the playoffs to Granite City was back in 2013, a 2-1 loss. In the regional opener, Holton stabs at that ball and almost got it on the fly, but stayed with it enough to block it back down into the dirt, and he throws out Brendan Haddix, excuse me. And that's the way this inning gets started. 1 pitch, 1 out. That'll bring up Bennett Smalley. The catcher has had a rough day behind the plate, 4 passed balls. At the plate. As a hitter, he is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Stranded once, and then taken out on a fielder's choice force play in his second at bat. First one is called a strike here. Limp works fast, ready with the next, and here's another chance for Noah Scrum. He scoops it, pops out of his glove, but he stays with it and throws out Smalley at first base. Scrum having a pretty good day over there at shortstop. That brings up Hunter Needham. Needham hit by a pitch his first time up, then was erased on a force out at second, and then popped up to Noah Scrum at shortstop in his last at bat. So Limp trying for the first 1-2-3 inning of either of the pitchers, and a swing and a miss by Needham will get Limp a couple of pitches closer to that goal. Needham, though, talks things over with Scott Smalley, his head coach. He's in his 4th year. He came into this year with a 23-79 record, and with the 5-9 mark this year, he is now 28-88. Limp ready with the 0-1 outside, 1-1. Granite City, they do have a baseball